On August 1st, 2013, my wife and I made an amazing discovery. There was an image of a tree spirit in the leaves of the wild black cherry tree behind our back porch. We both saw the tree spirit face in the camcorder screen, but couldn't see the same face when looking directly at the tree. The tree spirit looked like an African mask. It took a while, but I came to associate this tree spirit with the Orisha Osayin, and also with the Green Man. This was the first, and at the time we thought the only tree spirit to be found in the backyard. My wife and I call the wooded area behind our apartment complex the Bird Sanctuary. This is how close the woods were to our back porch. The nature spirits have been watching us for months. That might sound far-fetched, but nature spirits are real. They're conscious, intelligent, creative, and evolving beings. This shot here is, I'm standing in the middle of the wooded area. And these rocks here, this is a dry creek bed, but when it rained, this creek bed would just overflow. This is my wife standing on our back porch. I'm recording this shot from the ground in front of the wooded area. The grid appearance over some of the images is because they were recorded through this screen. Let's look at this nature spirit image again. Notice how there are two faces combined in one image. Not an easy thing to do for a human artist, but this is something nature beings do time and again. We'll see more of this technique as we go through this presentation. So just to point out, here we have an eye, we have the mouth, we have the chin, and we have the forehead. And this is one image. But if you look at the wider circle here, you'll see that the forehead is actually the nose of a larger image. Here we have an eye. And so I think you can see that now we have two faces combined in one. And this is, once again, is the face that I determined looked like the Orisha Osayin, and also the Green Man. The technology of the computer revealed more nature spirit images. This image was there in the camcorder screen all along, but my human vision wasn't accustomed to seeing such faces in trees. Looking at the video frame by frame, I was able to pick it out, and several other faces. Once again, it isn't always easy seeing what's right there. Let's take a closer look at the lamb, the image that I'm calling the lamb. So within this yellow circle, well, let me get the marker here. Within this yellow circle, we have the head of the lamb. And here we have the snout or the nose, and that part there. And we have the eye. And then we have the pupil of the eye. Now there's another face going on down here, and I'm going to explain that in a moment. But I'm hoping that you're seeing. I must admit that these nature spirit images, they're not always easy to see. It's kind of like figuring out a picture puzzle. It's there, but sometimes you have to study it and look at it from different angles to see what's going on. Now, there's also another nature spirit image over here on this side. I'm not going to try to explain that. You might not see it, but we're going to move on. I wanted to play this short video clip so you wouldn't think that these images were photoshopped or manipulated in any type of way. I wanted you to realize that this was a live image. So here's the video. I thought I'd just go ahead and attempt to draw what I'm seeing here on the lamb. Okay. Here we have the head. And here we have the eye. And here's the pupil of the eye. And the eyeball, and then the pupil of the eye. Now that's not a very good drawing, but I hope that will help you to tune in a little bit better to what's going on here with the lamb. Now I'm just going to erase that. And see if you can still make out that image. I hope that you were able to see the lamb image here. But over to the right of the lamb in this rectangle, we have another face, another image. Let me see, I can point this out a little bit. We have an eye, another eye, we have the nose, what might be a mouth down here. And that's all I'm going to do for this right now. Now we're looking at the lamb image from a different angle. And what we have here is another example of how the nature spirits will combine two or more faces in one image. Now we said before that around here, up here, this was the lamb's head and this was part of the snout here. But within this, we have another image. My wife says this looks like Alf with an afro. Around here, that's the afro area. And here we have one little beady eye and another little beady eye. Alf was a puppet alien TV character from the 1980s. And so I'm going to put a link in this video so you can go and see what Alf looked like. I don't want to try to put Alf's image here, you know, the copyright thing. And so you'll see what I was talking about, how this looks like Alf. So here in this yellow rectangle, we have a better look at Alf. Once again, we've got the eyes and we got the snout, long nose, and once you look at Alf online, you'll see what I'm talking about, how this looks like Alf. So I'm just going to draw this in a little bit. There's an eye. There's another eye. And Alf has a long snout. Okay. And all this here is the Alf's afro. Okay. So this is what my wife says looks like Alf. I hope you can see that.